Now for the people out there who clicked on this video who haven't previously been tapped into the What the Fulati channel or Fulati Fitness, you probably looked at the title and be like, I think I'm a chosen one. Let me check out what this video is about. Well, today I'm gonna break down why you must be out your goddamn mind for thinking such foolishness. Now, this whole idea of being a quote-unquote chosen one is something that you see so prevalently in the New Age spirituality stuff. And I made a whole video about this on the main channel, why New Age spirituality is a scam. So if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you go run it up after this. But I want to zone in on the whole notion of being a chosen one in the video right now. Because this concept, this idea, this thought, this label, this claim is absolute nonsense. It's actually more of a hindrance to you on your spiritual journey than you think it is gonna help you. Because this whole idea of like, okay, out of all these people in the world, there's only a few chosen ones who are supposed to do spirituality. That's asinine, because in the real reality, in true spirituality, every single person is already spiritual. Let me say that again. Every person out there, even if you think that you're not, you already are spiritual. Why? Because you are a soul inhabiting this human body. You are the spirit having this human experience. You're not just the flesh, bones, and brain. You're the soul inside of this all. And the soul is expansive. It isn't just confined to this body for this time being on the physical plane. Yes, it is confined to this body, but through certain practices, through spiritual philosophies, it can expand and just grow as a consciousness elevates to that level where you're not just confined to me, my body, my brain, my thoughts, my actions is all that there is. So with this understanding that each and every single one of us are spiritual, how the fuck would there ever be a chosen one? Right, Lola? Gee. How would there ever be an actual chosen elect few? Even some religions think this. That only A, B, C, X, Y, Z are spiritual enough to be chosen. Don't make sense. It really don't make sense. And no real spiritual philosophies advocate for this. It's the New Age shit that just people just make up just to make themselves feel better. Because at the end of the day, man, if you think that you're a chosen one, in reality, you just want attention. You just want external validation. You want these claims, these titles, these labels to help fill a void inside of you that you've been missing. I don't know, maybe from your childhood, you didn't get enough love, you didn't get enough attention. That you want to go tell out to everyone that I'm a chosen one, that you all who subscribe to my channel are chosen ones. The people who buy my products are chosen ones. No, bro, come on. Let's get real with it. Let's get real. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. So, if you are going down this path of spirituality, which I'm guessing you are, even if you're not following the channel right now, you just stumble upon this video, the algorithm push it, whatever the hell, you gotta understand that there's a lot of this bullshit out there. There's a lot of this bullshit making people think that they're spiritual just to make themselves feel better. There's postcard spirituality. There's shit that you see on Instagram, like little posts like, manifest everything in your life just by having a couple good thoughts. Okay, that's great, but that's not the real deal shit. So you gotta be aware of this, and you gotta be careful of who you're listening to, what spiritual doctrines you're going into, what are the content creators that you're listening to, because this can warp your perception of what spiritual knowledge and spiritual attainment and spiritual just growth is all about. It's not about saying, I am a chosen one, I am this, I am that. It's about taking off each layer of your ideology of who you think you are, your identity, to eventually come down to the point where you understand that I am the I am. Oh man. Some Bible references in there, man. Picking up what I'm putting down. But that's what it's really about. So putting more labels out, I'm a chosen one. that, okay, no, this guy is not a chosen one, but that guy is, so I should be friends with him because he, yeah, he's a chosen one. You got to look at everyone as the same, basically. We all have different experiences in life, but when you really break it down to the core essence, we're all the souls experiencing the human experience. And we eventually all come back to a certain point that we all came from. The source, the infinite intelligence, heaven, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. We all came from that, and we're all eventually going to come back to that, hopefully. Go check out my reincarnation video out on the main channel, out now. It's just fire. But in reality, bro, when you really start getting down the spiritual path, you're going to be able to see who's really preaching some useful stuff, some actual stuff that's going to help you on this journey, and who's just shilling out nonsense for the people who are kind of lost, who have just held on to spirituality now as their saving grace, which is not a bad thing. Maybe you get into that point, you start with New Age spirituality because it's more mainstream, because it's more flashy, crystals, readings, whatever the hell, psychedelics, whatever it is. It's just more flashy, it's just more appealing than the harsher realities of some of these other spiritual doctrines, which are giving you the truth. But the truth hurts. Even though it shall set you free, it's going to piss you off at first. So you're going to start to be able to see this shit. And when you start seeing it more, you're going to be able to discern, bro, this is just some dumb shit that I'm not going to be a part of. Calling myself a chosen one, elevating my ego to think that, oh, I have an ego of not having an ego. I'm so spiritual that I don't have an ego, but that is my ego, if that makes sense. They're so detached to the ego, thinking that they've now made that their ego. They've made the chosen one their ego. They've made this personality of spirituality their ego. Which, like I said before, it isn't about adding on more layers to yourself. It's about extracting the layers and getting down to your core, getting down to the real purpose of why you're here, getting down to your real infinite nature. And when you actualize that, you understand that this is just nonsense. You understand that this is just like fast food spirituality. Looks good, comes out quick. Oh, I'm spiritual by saying I'm a chosen one. You don't have to do anything. You can just claim that you are and post on your Instagram all the time and go to a fucking rave or whatever the hell. Take a couple psychedelics and, well, you're a guru. Oh, you're an enlightened being. Like, when the hell did Jesus, Buddha, all these other spiritual masters of time say any of that shit? They treated everyone the same because they knew deep down in reality that we are the same at its pure essence, at its pure form. Because real enlightened beings, real spiritual people, real ideologies that get you tapped into the state are not about separation. It's not about saying, I'm this, they're that, you're this, I'm that. It's not about that. It's not. It's about seeing the connectedness, the interconnectedness with each and every single thing. Me, this rock, some plants, my dog, the sun, the air, the water that's running around here. Sounds nice, huh? It's just, you see the interconnectedness with everything, and you start to realize, bro, this physical body, this consciousness, this just physical plane is a place where separation is very prevalent. But as I go down the spiritual path, and eventually my soul starts elevating to that level where it starts knocking on the door of the spiritual plane of reality, because there's multiple planes of reality, you're gonna see how everything starts connecting closer and closer and closer together. That's why people, when on psychedelics, like, oh man, I feel like one with nature. I feel like one with the world, because it tears off the attachment to the ego. It tears off this false illusion of identity that I'm this, I'm that, I'm the chosen one, you're not, this guy's stupid, that guy's smart. Like, it rips off all that stuff and it throws you out to the deep end, into the unknown, and you understand that, bro, there's so much more to life that I haven't realized because I've been limited by my mind, my body, and I haven't tapped into my soul. Look at that bird cheering for me, because I'm a chosen one, right? I'm a chosen one. So if you watch this video and you still think you're a chosen one, I think you just fried out, man. I think you just fucking fried your shit out. You got into some weird spirituality. This is like the dark side of spirituality. Like, I made a whole video on this. Go check it out on the main channel. This is like where it gets like, people get whacked out. They forget about everything else and they're just like, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. And then eventually they're gonna get to a breaking point in life. Be like, bro, I forgot about the rest of reality and I focus only on this. Forgot about the mental and the physical that interconnect to the spiritual. But now I've been neglecting it. I've been neglecting my dog just running around. It's that's why my mission with this brand, with this channel, with Full Body Fitness in general, is being that one-stop shop for people trying to elevate mentally, physically, and spiritually. Because if you forget one of those components, you're not going to be as spiritual as you possibly can be. If you're missing out one of those components of your mental and spiritual, you're not going to be as physically fit as you possibly can be. If you're missing out the physical, if you're missing out, the physical and spiritual, you're not going to be as in tune to your mind, in tune to your consciousness, and having the best mental health that you possibly can have. It's all about that balance of life. There's a material side to life, there's a physical side to life, there's a mental side to life, there's a consciousness side to life, and then there's a spiritual side to life. The Holy Trinity, mind, body, soul, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, the three. It's a sacred number for a reason. And you got to understand that while you might not be a chosen one, you are still a one of one. The one. It's connected to everything, which makes reality, which makes life. So with all that said, man, keep that in mind as you go throughout this path, because there's a lot of charlatans, if you want to call it that, using some extra vocabulary, that shill out the New Age spirituality stuff will make you feel good about yourself. Oh man, I'm a chosen one. Oh man, I'm escaping the matrix. Oh man, these people, they don't know about this shit. Only I do. So it's just for me. Leave them alone, bro. Leave them alone. Cut that shit out. Tap back into the reality. See the interconnectedness with everything in the universe, and start really going down this path of spirituality, which may be difficult, which may be like, damn, bro, I don't know shit. I'm not listening to just the things I want to hear. I'm listening to things that I need to hear in order to develop on this path. Because at the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to. Seeking the truth and applying it to your life. Not just seeking the truth, holding it to yourself, saying, I'm a chosen one. I can't tell nobody about this shit because they're not chosen. Just because I clicked on this guy's video, I'm chosen now. You got to spread out the light, man. Shine your light. Shine your radiant energy. Shine it to the point where people find their light, and then they shine, and then they help other people find their light, and they shine, and then domino effect, get busy. Because we out here in the field, in the flesh. The boy out here dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. And I'm out of here. Peace.